Hello everyone, this is Seb from Arturia. I'm here with Thomann at Superbooth 2024, first day of the show. We're here to announce the new PolyBrute 12, our new polyphonic analog synth. It comes from PolyBrute. It's got a lot of things in common with PolyBrute, the same voice, same dual oscillator architecture, 2 filters, 3 envelopes, 3 LFO, and a very flexible modulation matrix, 32 professional grade effects like modulations, reverb, delays, and a sequencer. This is a very, very summarized version of an extremely powerful analog polysynth in its own right. PolyBrute 12 doubles the number of voices from 6 to 12, and it adds a new proprietary keybed, a new MPE-capable keybed that lets us do some very, very expressive modulations. All right, so let's give it a quick look. Let's focus really on, well, first, like 12 voices. What does that mean? What can I do with 12 voices? Well, first I can do sounds where the voice stealing is not going to kill as much. You know, you play 6 notes, the 7th one is going to die. Now you have 12. Long release, and then no stolen voices. That's one way. Another thing you can do is have much bigger layers, like layer 2 sounds together. PolyBrute is a bitimbral instrument, and I can create some layer where just a simple voice is going to play 4 oscillators at the same time, 2 times 2, and then I get this very beefy sound because of, well, 12 voices playing at the same time.
Hello everybody, I'm Vlad Kramer, Soma Laboratory, and a small presentation of our new development Flux. Flux is a continuous performance, continuous control synthesizer. It is not a MIDI or CV controller. This is a complete instrument intended for live performances. And the key unique feature of this instrument that it is contactless. So you play it without touching any surface. The revolutionary features of this instrument in compare with continuous instruments from the past, that you can control up to 16 parameters using just gestures and movements of your hands without touching any surface. In my right arm I have a special bow. This is a small magnet, nothing super special, and using just my right arm I can control around 5 parameters. So first I can control velocity. Second, I can control pitch. And also I can control, using tilt, I can control modulation. And by flipping the bow, I can control octaves. So just right hand is much more than, for example, theremin. So it's instrument inspired a lot of by theremin, but it goes much farther in abilities of synthesis, of control, of performance possibilities. So also we have the same magnetic bow in the left hand, and I can control different timbres using gestures in my left hand.
I'm Alan Hall, AJ Synth here at Superbooth 24. Just saying hi to everyone on the Thomann channel. And I'd just like to give you the story on the Radiophonic synth for Hans Zimmer. Hans has used some of our mini-mod systems and synths for quite a few years now. Towards the end of last year, he got in touch with me with some quite exciting news. He's bought the Maida Vale studios, the BBC Maida Vale studios from the BBC. And one of his dreams is to recreate the original BBC Radiophonic workshop at its original location in the Maida Vale studios. And then after that he thought, well, I would like to have a new modular system for that, to follow in the footsteps of things like the EMS Synthi 100 Delaware system and the EMS VCS3, but brought into the 21st century, but that still kind of channels some of the features and the ethos of those early synths. So his original design brief really was that I just wanted something that that was uncompromised, completely uncompromised. And so we started working together, and what we eventually came up with was we came up with a huge system, and then we thought, well, the thing is that it won't just be Hans that uses this. It'll be other visitors and visiting musicians to the Radiophonic workshop.
Hi and welcome to Superbooth 24 in UDO's booth. So we're here today to present you the new Super 8. The Super 8 is essentially based on the Super Gemini engine. So it's a bitimbral synth with poly aftertouch keyboard. What differentiates it from the Super Gemini is it has 4 voices less, so hence it's a Super 8, with 8 super voices in binaural mode and 16 voices in non-binaural mode. And it has single layer controls, like here. This is the upper layer. If you want to control the lower layer, now, of course, I did that in single mode. You can also do that in dual mode, where both sounds are layered. Switch to upper layer again. So that's essentially how it works.
Hello, Irla here from Cork, Berlin. We're here at Superbooth 2024 showing our new acoustic synthesis prototype. We call this prototype Acoustic Synthesis Phase 8. At the core of this instrument are these 8 steel resonators. They have different lengths and different shapes, which give them different pitches and different frequency spectrums, depending on how they're designed. And then we can hear them in 2 different ways in this prototype. We can hear them in this, what we call hammer mode, where we strike the resonators and then we listen to them ring out. On top of these sounds, we can add a bit of global tremolo here. Other than just playing all of these keys, the other big way that we can interact with the resonators in this prototype is by sequencing. I can choose different resonators and then punch in different sequences. And all the time we can change, excuse me, we can change the envelope on each of these resonators with the time knobs, and we can also change how loud they are with these drive knobs, which turns up the volume of the signal but also goes into a wave shaper to get a little bit of distortion. So now we're making a sequence, hearing the resonators. As I mess around with this shifter knob, we can add a bit of, we can add basically delayed steps to the steps that I've programmed in. So as I shift it up, we're getting one delayed hit after every hit that I've programmed. And as I turn it up even further, we can get 2 delayed hits after every step that I've programmed.
Hey, welcome to Superbooth 2024. I'm Chris from Moog Music, and today we are showing off Spectra Box, which is out and available now. Spectra Box is a semi-modular analog spectral processor based around a 10-band filter bank. Right now you're hearing DFAM controlling Spectra Box, but to break down a bit how Spectra Box works, Spectra Box has 10 filter bands. Starts with a low-pass filter down here, a high-pass filter up here, and 9 bandpass filters spaced in between. And basically, what Spectra Box allows you to do is take any sound and run them through that 10-band filter bank to color that sound. So in this case, we can use Spectra Box's internal VCO and noise generator. So if we turn the volume up, you'll hear Spectra Box's internal VCO, pulse or sawtooth, and you can sculpt the tone of this incoming sound with the 10 bands, the 10 filter bands, and you can also adjust the resonance for something a little more transparent or something a little more colorful and sharp. The really interesting thing about Spectra Box is the spectral shift control. Spectra Box is not just a fixed filter bank, but the spectral shift control allows all 10 filters to move simultaneously. So if I just have the low-pass filter, it acts like a cutoff knob on a low-pass filter. And if I put in the high-pass filter, we get this really wide notch filter. And you can start to throw in filters in between to get interesting comb filtering, formant effects, phaser-like tones, especially when you pull in the LFO to modulate all 10 filters. You get really interesting, colorful, psychedelic sweeps of whatever's coming into Spectra Box.